Hey, what's happening, everybody? Happy Sunday, and it's kind of the unofficial start to my weight cut, so I am hungry and irritable, which is perfect because now I get to lecture you. So, this week's topic is going to be on collagen peptides, collagen powder, whatever you want to call it. It's the same stuff. But essentially, I want to talk about kind of what it is and whether or not it's a BS thing and if it's important and things that you can do to maximize its efficacy. Is kind of a spoiler because I do think it's important, but without, like, I don't know, let's just do it. Okay, so first off, what's collagen peptides and the difference between like a protein powder? And obviously most of you have taken it, and it's kind of become a fad in recent years to take animal waste products and create supplements out of them, and in some cases to good effect. For example, I think the beef organ pills that we've talked about in the past, beef liver, bone marrow, things like that as supplements I think are very effective. And I don't think collagen peptides are any different. I mean, animal waste is super cheap and it's actually relatively nutrient dense. Now, the difference between a collagen peptide and a standard protein powder isn't much. I mean, they both contain a similar amount of protein, but the difference lies in the structure of amino acids in which they are made up of, if I try to sound smart and blunt. So, the main difference between like a whey protein isolate, for example, and a collagen powder is the abundance of glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, and to a lesser extent, lysine and hydroxylysine. Now, these are the main components that make up collagen that your body uses to rebuild tendons, joints, ligaments, to a lesser extent, muscle. But these are the kind of things that your joints will use to heal up, that if your back is sore, your neck is sore. Basically, the standard signs of painful aging, these tend to help reverse. And in a very broad sense, comparing it to the protein powder that I've used for years, the whey isolate that I use is Muscle Feast, comparing the amount of glycine is roughly tenfold to most collagen peptides versus a whey isolate, and certainly double the amount of proline. And in most good quality whey isolate proteins, there isn't any hydroxyproline. So to give you an idea of the main difference, that's the makeup of a collagen peptide and why it's important. Now, in a very simplistic sense, think of glycine as the building blocks or the bricks, and think of proline and hydroxyproline as the mortar. Now, glycine and to a lesser extent lysine and other amino acids will come together and form a triple helix structure, which gives collagen its strength, but also its flexibility. And obviously, like I said, the proline and hydroxyproline is what holds these structures together. So in taking these as a supplement, I think it's important, especially if you're particularly active. I think for most people, it would certainly help. It doesn't hurt anything. But I think these amino acids are abundant in food, granted not to the extent to which you want to be optimal. But I certainly think that it's worth adding to anybody's diet to make sure that you have an abundant amount of these amino acids so that your body can heal and rebuild as it should. Now, although most collagen peptides will contain hydroxyproline already converted, I don't know how well that's received by the body, but regardless, proline needs to be converted into hydroxyproline to be active in collagen synthesis. And the only way that happens is with vitamin C. So vitamin C deficiency is incredibly important, not just from your immune system standpoint, but also from a collagen production standpoint. So obviously you've been following my videos. You know what my stance is on vitamin C in the past. Eat your sauerkraut, please. Now, in addition, proper amounts of zinc and copper are essential for enzymatic functions, with lysine predominantly converting lysine into hydroxylysine, which again adds to the structure and strength of collagen. So make sure that you're taking a quality zinc supplement or copper supplement, or if you're like me, just do beef organs. Honestly, liver has plenty of both and is abundant in each. So I think that's both. Plus, you get the added benefit of increased androgen receptor density with higher levels of adequate zinc. Now, yes, although bones and marrow and connective tissue can contain abundant amount of glycine and proline and hydroxyproline, and beef organs can give you the vitamins and minerals, and sauerkraut can give you the vitamin C to convert it all. That's great if you're an omnivore, but if you're a vegan, this is where it becomes a challenge. Vegan collagen peptides do exist, but it's difficult to determine their efficacy because on other proteins, even vegan proteins, they'll list the amino acid profile. But they don't really do that with vegan collagen proteins. And so it makes it difficult to understand exactly what you're getting. And not only that too, plus to get a sufficient amount of just say glycine, for example, in your diet as a vegan, you would have to eat about 3 cups of lentils a day as well as a tablespoon of spirulina just to get the same amount of glycine that's in a single serving of a proper omnivore collagen peptide alone. And that doesn't include all of the other amino acids that you're getting in your regular diet throughout the day. So again, if you're particularly active and you're plant-based, it could be a real challenge to make sure that you're getting a proper amount of these amino acids. Now, proline and hydroxyproline to a lesser extent are found in certain nuts and seeds and legumes, but again, all of those are going to come with a certain amount of anti-nutrients, particularly phytic acid. And so even if you do take these, it's really difficult to know exactly how much of these amino acids are bioavailable. Plus the phytic acid is really going to limit your zinc intake a lot because phytic acid binds to zinc and chelates it. That way it's not absorbed by the body. It's one of the biggest drawbacks of being plant-based. It's all of these anti-nutrients. And so it becomes a really, really difficult thing. And so you oftentimes will see higher levels of injuries with vegan fighters, as well as, I shouldn't say vegan fighters, I should say vegan athletes in general, and it becomes a lot harder for them to recover because of this. So it's pretty simple. I mean, if you're an omnivore, I certainly recommend taking a collagen peptide along with a nice whey protein as well if you're looking to supplement protein. Just make sure you're getting your vitamin C and either take beef organs or have a proper zinc copper supplement. There are plenty on the market that do a great job. If you are vegan, it becomes a challenge. Eating 3 cups of lentils a day, I guess, would be relatively doable. Just please make sure that you sprout them, i.e. soak them overnight, let them germinate to eliminate a lot of their phytic acid. Spirulina and chlorella are great micronutrient sources, not only for glycine, but also for vitamin A, for zinc, for copper. So I think that adding spirulina and chlorella are great choices to do as a vegan. And I think that it just requires you to be a bit more deliberate with what you're doing. I mean, 3 cups of lentils is just the minimum amount of glycine compared to just what's in a single supplement. So maybe you'd have to do more. Maybe you have to find other sources. If you do eat nuts and seeds, either choose ones with low to no anti-nutrient profile, like macadamia nuts are a great choice. If you do almonds, cashews, or any of those, please make sure to soak them. Brazil nuts as well, although they are a great source of selenium. Super high in phytic acid. Please germinate your nuts and your seeds. Those are all really important things to do. It's a challenge. Because, even if you do eliminate the anti-nutrients, the amount of fiber alone in all of those makes the bioavailability much, much lower. And so I think if you are plant-based, I think it's important to be careful. I wish I had an answer for you. I do. Because I love my plant-based community, but in this particular instance, the separation is so drastic that I think it's difficult to really give you a solid recommendation. But, you could certainly try the vegan collagen proteins that are on the market. Who knows? Maybe I'll invent one. I could. It certainly would be a fun project. So stay tuned for that, maybe. Maybe I'll just make one because I'm sick of what I'm seeing on the market for that. But regardless, I think that it's a valuable asset to any athlete or anybody's life as you're getting older. Just make sure, again, plenty of sauerkraut with vitamin C, zinc, and copper supplements. And, enjoy your collagen peptides. So I think it's a valuable thing. And, I just wish I had a bag of potato chips and I could sit here eating guacamole till I passed out. But I can't because I have to make weight. So, next time I see you guys, I will be much more dehydrated and much more irritable. So next week's video is going to suck. I love you guys. Talk to you soon.